you guys, and it's something that you're wanting to learn a bit more about, this is absolutely for you, whether you have studied any kind of energetics or you know anything about energy and working with energy already. I'm going to be talking about Reiki and how that can help. I'm going to be talking a little bit about crystals as well. But whether or not you work with those or not, this is absolutely for you. So I am Loretta Carraro, and I am the creator of Nourished Energy. So a lot of my work is based around energetics. So I work with energy, right? So I'm an energy worker, but I'm also a coach, because I absolutely love and have this passion for really helping women to manifest what they want, what they desire, but also what is accessible for them. And really, that's the key here. And this is what we're going to talk about today, is that a lot of what we have learned about is that manifesting and abundance is, we understand that abundance is our birthright, right? Does everyone get that? You've heard that before, and yep. And then the missing piece there is, well, why don't I have it? Why isn't it happening? Why isn't it flowing to me if it's my birthright? And the reality is that it is absolutely your birthright. And all we have to do to understand that and to really activate that within us and that belief in us is to go outside and connect with Mother Nature. And you can see that she is abundant, right? Everything around her, around you, everything that she has created, including you, is abundant, right? If you try to count the grains of sand at the beach, try to count the grass, the leaves on all the trees, there's just an abundance of everything available to us and accessible to us. So it is absolutely our birthright in all areas of our life, whatever it is that you're wanting more of and whatever you're wanting more to flow of. The problem is that we get in the way. We're the ones responsible for blocking that flow. So we're the ones that are responsible for blocking the manifestation from actually happening and taking place. And I'm going to go through some of the things that, we that are commonly talked about and taught, but actually don't add up. Like for example, with the law of attraction, we understand this idea that, okay, we need to write down what we want and we need to ask. And we're taught that that's basically the rule of manifesting, right? We just write down exactly what we want, get clear on what it is. But the reality is that there is so much more to it than that. Because if we are blocking it, we're blocking our desires, there's no way. It doesn't matter how much you write that thing down, right? But if you are blocking it energetically, and I'll talk about what that means, but if you're blocking it energetically, there is no way it can come through for you. There's just no way. So the reason why the energetic part is so important is because we are energy, all of us, right? We're made up of energy. So is Mother Nature. So is everything that is abundant to us. And energy is in itself an abundant resource. It is an abundant resource. It cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. It is constantly flowing, right? It is constantly flowing. So when we just even think about that and tap into that, there is no beginning and no ending. There's no beginning and no ending to abundance either. So you just have to believe in that, right? You just have to truly believe that, okay, there is no creation, no destruction. It's just constantly flowing. Why couldn't it flow to me and then out again and keep flowing through me into others and all my loved ones and everybody that's around me? Why aren't we all living in this abundance And again, the reason is because we are blocking it. Energetically, we're blocking it. So it's important for us to be able to work with and play around with manifesting anything, or tapping into abundance for, in any way. We have to really understand energetics, and we have to be able to tap into energy. And learning some kind of energetic modality is really important. And this is what I love about Reiki, because Reiki itself is tapping into this life force energy. It's tapping into this abundant resource, which we are Reiki, right? We are this abundant resource. We are actually created, and we are sustained by this. So when we learn about that, we're then able to tap into it, and we're able to, it's almost like we're able to start playing with it, because manifesting doesn't happen from taking the action. Manifesting happens outside of this physical realm. It happens in another realm, right? It happens when we tap into this bigger source, this bigger energy, this universal energy. And when we tap into that and we truly can feel it and embody it, then it comes down, and then we can take aligned action, right? But you don't just, let's use a really basic example here. How many of you have grown up with a belief, I guess, that you have to work in order to earn more money? Got to work more hours to earn more. Yeah, right. It's really common. It's a really common cultural belief that we all have. It's a belief system that we've all attached to, right? So what we have been taught to believe is that abundance equals time, right? Abundance and manifesting is all about time and input. It's our energy input. Like if we actually do more, then we will achieve more, attract more. But the reality is that that's not the case. Firstly, because time is an illusion. It doesn't actually exist, right? Because what we are creating right now has already happened, like previously, or is happening is happening in the past and the future. There is no concept. This concept of time is human, right? It is ours. It's based on the physical realm. But the reality is that there is no time frame when it comes to manifesting an abundance. So we have to get that out of our mind straight away. Time is also limited, and our energy input, like how much we do and act, is also a limitation. And remembering that what we're trying to tap into is abundance, so it's unlimited, right? So what we can actually achieve by tapping into a source that is much bigger than us and much more abundant than our potential, our capability is, right? Our perceived capability at where we're at right now. As soon as we tap into this energy force that is bigger than us, we now connect with something that is abundant, and we start to work in that realm. So the idea is absolutely that the more that you can play around with this energy, and you can start to access abundance, you start to feel abundant, embodying abundance and using it, you start to believe that you are infinite, because you can literally feel it. It's a vibration within you, right? And you start to break through and break down these blocks that you have, because you actually start to believe and embody that you are worthy of more, that you are worthy of accessing everything that is available to you. And you believe that it is accessible to you because you start to feel this abundance, right? So you can start by trying to find little, I guess, evidence in your day-to-day life of abundance, such as going outside and looking at how many leaves there are on the trees, looking at, looking at what's around you, trying to count all that is around you, and realizing that going down to the beach and just looking at the vastness of the water, like trying to really soak up and connect with the abundance of Mother Nature. It's a beautiful place to start with, to realize that there is actually no disconnection between who you are and also a creation of Mother Nature. There is no difference between you and, the sand that you're standing on, or the flowers in your garden, or the animal, the insects around you, or the ants. Has anyone ever tried to count ants? When there's when there's an ant nest around, that's a good one for abundance, right? It's really impossible, because there are so many of them around, because Mother Nature is here showing you that there is so much accessible for you. Like, all you need to do is tap into this for yourself and believe in it, really truly believe in it, and embody that belief. So the first thing to work out is what your blocks are, basically. So working out what do you think is actually stopping you from getting what it is that you're really wanting. So I just brought up a belief system that's really common, which is, I need to work harder in order to work more money. As soon as you realize these kinds of limiting beliefs, now, not all your beliefs are limiting, but if they feel limiting to you, that's clearly a limiting belief, because it is a limitation. You're posing a limitation in yourself. Like, how many hours can you possibly work, right? How many hours can you possibly work, and how much money per hour, are you really able to receive? So you need to think about anything that has limitation in it, any belief systems that you have. It's about really trying to start to work through those. So having the awareness about what those are is the key, is the first thing that's really, really important. And once you've become aware of what these blocks are, you need to start tapping into an energy source, something that is going to help you to really, and like I said, you could even just connect to Mother Nature, just starting to really believe that you are unlimited and that your potential is infinite, because it's not your actual capabilities, or how smart you are, or how pretty you are, or how many hours you do work, or whether you have kids or not, or any of these things, or where you're from, where you live, the color of your skin. Like, none of this stuff matters when it comes to accessing abundance and being able to manifest what it is that you want. It's your vibration. 100%. All the time. It's always your vibration. So if you can shift your vibration to access and to really truly be about that is something that is a much higher and abundant vibration, you're then able to be a magnet for what it is that you're wanting to attract. Of course, it has to be in the highest good, because it's not just you. You're not separate, right? You are connected, and you are one with Mother Nature, with the universe. So if something is not in the highest good of everyone or everything, but if you sit there and say, oh, well, maybe it's not in the highest good, and that's why I'm not getting what I want, again, that's a block, right? If you tend to have these, I guess this pattern, right? A pattern of just feeling like you're in the victim, universe is against you, things never work out for me, all of that kind of stuff. Like, you need to catch yourself when these things pop up. It's really important that this is worthiness issues, right? This is you feeling like you're just not good enough. and like these things don't happen to you, you're not deserving of it. These are things, again, that you need to work through, and needing to really get to that point where you do believe that you are worthy. Instead of saying, why me, right, when things happen to you, and focusing on those things that make you feel low or make you feel like you're not worthy of what it is that you really want. Instead of that, taking a different approach, taking the approach of asking, shifting the perspective and saying, why not me? Instead of why me, why not me? Because so many of us don't ask that. We don't stand there and say, why can't I get what I want? And have that determination and that fierce belief that you are worthy. There is no difference between you and the person who you see that is getting what they want, right? So it's really important that you catch yourself and work through those blocks that you have. And that takes time, right? It absolutely takes time. So you can't just be working through that and also not be doing anything else. You need to have this belief. Surround yourself with people who are also doing what they want. Showing up here today is a great example of the fact that there is that part of you that does really believe that you are worthy, and that you know that it is a possibility, right? You're here and you know that it's a possibility. Like I know I have unlimited potential. There is that part of me that truly, truly does believe that. It's just sometimes, I go back into my old behaviors, my old patterns, those old beliefs pop up, all of that kind of stuff. So it's about being able to catch those when they do come up, and tapping into choosing to hold into that other belief, into the one that is your soul truth, not the one that is coming from the ego, the inner child, the fears, all of that stuff, all of those parts of yourself that want to keep you safe and small, right? These are the parts of you that are looking after you. They're trying to take care of you and say, hey, don't take risks. You don't need more. You're not more. You're just this person, and we're quite happy where we're at, right? Things are fine. Just stay here. But I know, and I'm sure, the fact that you have showed up here today or watching the replay, you are here because you have that little niggle in you, right? That little niggle that goes, no. I'm not settling for this. Like, there is more to me. There is more to this life. I know that there is something more. And so it's about believing in that and tapping more and more into that, rather than letting those limitations and those fears hold you back, because it's a constant pull, right? One is always going to be showing up, and that's really normal. So it's also not going to help you if you're waiting for them just to disappear, because they won't. They're a part of who you are. Like, I'm 38. So think about, I have formed these, some of them in this lifetime, some of them are my ancestral patterns, some of them in past lives, wherever they're from. If they're from even my childhood, like, they've been formed for a very long time. So I can't expect that just overnight they're going to disappear. So I need to work at it. It is a constant commitment to myself and the commitment to that truth, that soul calling, right? That soul path, that I know there's something more, and there's something else there for me. And I don't have to just settle for this. I can accept it and be accepting of where I'm at, and grateful for everything that I am and everything that I have around me. But I can't see that as I can't accept where I'm at. Like, it's okay to want more, to know that there is something more for you, and that's okay. And a lot of us, which brings me to my next point, which sometimes you're limiting beliefs or your, some of the limitations around abundance and manifesting isn't just about what you, I guess, stuff around work or money or things around, anything related to what it is that you want, but sometimes it's actually related to desire itself. Many of us feel guilty for desire, for actually wanting anything. There's a lot of guilt around that. A lot of women, especially, it's really, really common. So again, just tapping into that, tapping into what is actually going on there. Like, is it that I do hold guilt for actually desiring anything? Why can't I be happy with where I'm at? I remember when I was working in my, in my day job, my corporate job, and I had a great job. There wasn't anything wrong with it. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. And I remember my husband just saying to me, "Why do you need to do this business? Like, what? Why? Why are you doing it for? Like, you're fine. You like your job. What's going on?" And I'm like, I know. I feel like there is more though. There is something pulling me. There is something always pulling me there. And it was that part of me that came up. It was like that guilt. Oh, why do I want more? Am I just being greedy? Am I being selfish by wanting more now that we've got a kid? And, like, all these things were coming up for me. And why is it okay that I can just go out and start my business when he's still stuck in his job? Like, there's this, a lot of the guilt was coming up for me at the start. So I know that for a lot of women, I remember just last week I was having a session with a client, and she was talking about the same things coming up for her. She was talking about this guilt for, she wanted to renovate her house and get a new car. And then she was catching herself going, no, but there is nothing wrong with our car. There is nothing wrong with our house. And it was so funny. I could watch the dynamics between, the part of her that wants more. And then there's this part of her that was like pulling her back and going, no, you've got enough. You've got enough. And there is no judgment, right? There is no judgment around even wanting and desiring more material stuff. There is no judgment around that. I think that it's about the fact that we feel guilty around desire in general. And that is something that has to change. It's really something that has to change. So I'll invite you to tap into that today when we go through the practice as well, if you feel like that's coming up. Does that resonate with anybody? Yeah, it's so common. So it's really important for us to work through these blocks, right? And the other thing I want to talk about is, I mentioned crystals earlier. So one of the most common questions I would always receive in my crystal workshops is, what crystals should we use for abundance or manifesting? And I love this question because it's not as easy as citrine or pyrite or green aventurine and all these ones that are typically for abundance and manifesting. Because again, it comes down to, you actually need to tap into what is blocking you from achieving that. And that's the crystal for you, right? It's not about finding a crystal that's going to represent abundance. It's not about that. It's about finding a crystal to work with that's actually going to help you to break down those barriers and help you to remove those blocks. That's what it's about. The other thing that tends to also get in our way is, and this is very much aligned with trying to take action, focusing so much on taking the action rather than actually tapping into the energetics of what we're wanting instead. And that is focusing too much on the how and trying to control it. So letting go and surrendering being patient, right? And waiting, because we know that time is an illusion, right? The universe doesn't understand words, and it doesn't understand time, and it doesn't understand any of that stuff. The only language the universe speaks is vibration. So if your beliefs, your thoughts, what you say, the way you feel, if all of that is aligned with something that is of a lower vibration from what you are really wanting to access, that is what the universe will send you, right? It just sends you more of that. How many of you have woken up and had a bad day and told yourself, I'm having a bad day today? And then all you do is have a bad day, right? It happens all the time. Whereas if you wake up, sure, maybe you didn't only get a few hours sleep, or maybe, you broke your cup this morning and spilt your coffee, or whatever it is. But soon as you make that decision that today's going to be a bad day, that's exactly the vibration that you're sending out. You're just sending out those vibes, and you send them out to everybody around you and to the universe. So you need to, and this is where I say to you, it's really a game of energetics, and that awareness is part of that energetics, because you can control all of these things. And this is why it is actually so hard. It's hard work, and it's a commitment, because you need to actually do the work day in, day out. It's so much easier for you to just do what you've always done, thought how you've always thought, felt how you always felt, because you've been doing it for so long. And probably, like I was talking about before, I mentioned before, ancestral patterns, right? If your mum and dad believe that it was you had to work harder to make more money, then you do too. The likelihood that you do is like very, very high. It's super high that you've adopted their same beliefs and their same patterns. And that's why it's so familiar. It feels so safe to work that way or live that way. But you're able to shift those, but you have to commit to really wanting to, right? You have to feel worthy enough to also take that time to commit to yourself and do that work. It's really, really important. So focusing on the how and the time frame and trying to control it all, you're wasting your energy, basically. You can plan for things. You can do as much as you can in order to help things to happen and to take aligned action, right? Or you can do things that are in alignment with what you're wanting to bring in more of. But as soon as you start to find yourself trying to control the situation, you need to let go. You need to soften the grip. You need to surrender. And this is another way where Reiki really comes into it. So for those of you who tend to try to control things, just coming back to believing, hang on a second, I'm believing that universe, I've done as much as I can. I'm embodying everything here. Now it's up to the universe. I'm handing it over now, because I can't worry about this. When it's meant to happen, I know it's going to happen. I'm trusting that it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. You just need to keep believing in it. Now, a little word on challenges. So sometimes, right, no matter how much we really want something and believe in it, we're doing all the things, we're surrounding ourselves with people who are similar, and our vibration feels like it's high, and we're working really hard on that. And then universe goes and throws us an obstacle in our way, or a challenge, or tries to test us in some way, right? That's going to happen. And it's not because you're not worthy of it, or it's not because you're, that's not accessible to you. It's because the universe is throwing you a challenge to help you grow. So if you can face that challenge and just honor that, okay, I've got something else to learn here before that thing or that my desire is actually a match for me. So just keep trusting, and keep working through those challenges as they come up. Hold on to your vision. Don't let it go, but just let go of the how, right? And when you do feel like, when you really get to this point of truly embodying and feeling like, yes, I am worthy of all of this, I'm trusting that it's all flowing, that's exactly what happens. That's how it starts to feel. It starts to feel like it's flowing and easy. So you'll know when things are starting to work out, right? The universe starts dropping you little signs, right? It's the 1111s, it's all of that sort of stuff that pops up. And you can ask for signs too. You can absolutely ask for signs from the universe, like asking, if this is the right path for me, or if I need to let go of this, or whatever it is. Drop me a feather, send me a crow, send me a seagull, whatever it might be, right? So just trusting and sending that out, or show me a pink car, something like that, right? And it happens when it's the right time. But you have to hold on to that vision, that belief. It's really, really important. So we're going to do a little practice now. And I've got Stef Griffin, who is here from Glowing Soul Healing. And she's going to be doing a group healing for you guys while I take you through a little practice. And she's going to be holding all of you in the Reiki vibe. So accessing your highest vibration, right? Which is basically what Reiki is. It's connecting you to your highest vibration and your highest potential. So for this practice, I will let you all feel free to turn off your cameras if you want to, and you want to get comfy. We can hold them on. You can lay down, you can sit up, whatever you like. I'm just going to ask that you have something in mind that you're wanting to work with, something in mind that you're and feel free to access Reiki. For those of you, I know there's a few of my students in here already, but also know that it is being sent to you and you're being held in it already. And feel free to access the replay again and again if you like. Okay. So, all right, so I'm just going to get you to gently close down your eyes if you feel safe to do so. All right. Getting comfortable. And I want you to place one of your hands on your heart center and another hand on your womb. And just taking a deep breath in and out. And now this time, as you breathe in, feel that breath in through your nose, going down through your heart center and down to your belly, down to your womb. Letting that go. And for those of you who are wanting to access your own energy, always want you to also connect with the Reiki energy around. If you have a crystal with you, how could you connect with the crystal's energy? So just see, sense, or feel as you inhale vibration of unconditional love. Feeling like that, trusting in the possibility that you can access the vibration that is live right now. Vibration of source energy, Mother Nature, unconditional love, higher consciousness that feels right. Perhaps it feels like a color. You might see the color around you. It might be hot or warm or cool. You might have a mixture. Go with it. Whatever is coming up for you now is perfect. You can feel that vibration through your heart, vibration of unconditional love. Sometimes the source energy that keeps wiser. Trust in it. Trust in this possibility that you are connected, graceful, abundant, that it is you, that you are. As you breathe in, you sense or feel that vibration expanding down through your arms and each inhale, you retire, relaxing into it, allowing it to raise your vibration. And even start to feel like the fall off, like let yourself relax. Allowing yourself health, vibration, also match your higher potential. In your highest, a true expression of love. Allow yourself to you be heard. Wish wearing, wish notice where she is around. How does she make you confident, certain, loving, but also feminine, but also calm, abundant, and humble. Allow yourself to really, truly embody feeling vibration of your highest self. Bring your awareness down to your wounds and creation. Vibration of your highest self. Highest and notice there is a connect with this highest vibration. Vibration. Ready. Allow it to be heard. Moving around your body, feeling like both of your hands as you breathe in, echoing that vibration, that highest vibration. Breathing in down to your wing. Breathing in unconditionally. Breathe and hold. Letting it be. Breathe and move. Letting it be held. Letting it be loved unconditionally. I still love all feeling, believe, feel fear, feel guilt. You are still worthy of the highest vibration. You are still worthy of being. You are enough. Yes, you are. You are enough. Access this highest body. Now the thoughts are popping up through here. Let them also be held. Breathe in again. Breathe in. Breathe into them. Allow this completely held tightly and unconditional love. Go to the depths that you are loved by your love. Follow. You are loved. That is your truth. That is your highest. Your highest expression. Why not you? Why not? Why not? Highest expression. You are infinite, abundant. You are a manifestation. manifesting of me. Abundance. I know you. I know. Vibration high. Hold on. Hold on to this vibration. There is nothing outside of it. Lovable. Or not possible. Coming back to your heart center. Coming back to the vibration of unconditional love. Just a moment of gratitude for your practice. Gratitude for taking this time for you. Make a promise, a commitment to yourself now to keep committing to you, to keep committing to believing and trusting in the possibility that you are and can have it all exactly as you desire, knowing that it is your birthright, committing to breaking down those barriers that keep you from truly living in your soul truth, in alignment. And when you're ready, you can come back and gently opening your eyes. And if you have a pen and paper, you may feel free now to write down anything that came up for you, any insights. If anyone has any questions, you are welcome to ask. I also know it can be a lot. And that at some points it felt a lot. So I'll just stay on for another moment, but you are welcome also to leave as well if you'd like to take that time out to continue your practice. And thank you so much to Stef. That was amazing. Stef, did you want to introduce yourself and just talk a little bit about that healing and just talk through what you were kind of doing?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, my name's Steph. I am a Reiki master and teacher and a crystal practitioner. And I work with Loretta as well as the Nourished Energy student support teacher and student coach. Yeah, that was amazing. So I feel like I'm still a little bit out of it from the healing. Floated away for a little bit. Yeah, it was just so beautiful, so much energy, so much love. I just felt like this incredible vibration of that limitless possibilities just really coming through everyone. And my main intention of the healing was just holding you in that vibration and in that love as well. So I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you've got any questions for me, I think my email's in the email as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, I definitely felt that was so beautiful. Gemma's just had a question. Oh, thanks, Larissa. Thank you, guys. Gemma just had a question. How can we work through limiting beliefs? I love how you said the first step is awareness and then connecting to Mother Nature. What can we do next? It's really up to you what you do next. There's lots of different ways to work through limiting beliefs. One of them is that awareness is the first step. So if you can keep tapping into that awareness, take you through a really simple process. Firstly, what you can do is, number one, feel it in your body. So when that limiting belief, when you catch yourself, when that comes up, you can actually feel it in your body. So let's say, for example, let's say the work one, right? Oh, I've got to work hard. Now, I might feel that in my gut, or I might feel that in my sacral, or, in my chest, or, it makes my chest feel tight or something like that. So wherever you're feeling it in your body, you can actually, so if you practice Reiki, you can actually place your hands on that particular body part and facilitate Reiki on yourself. So this is why Reiki is such a beautiful method of working through our blocks, because we don't really have to do much else. We can just practice the Reiki, and energetically it helps lift us to that space of abundance and our highest vibration, and connects us to love. So that is one option for those of you who are using Reiki. It's basically one of the one of the things that I do daily whenever these things pop up, and then whenever a limiting belief, whenever a fear pops up, anything like that, I always place my hands there and just basically sending that unconditional love and loving it and holding it in that love. Knowing that it gets to a point where you basically that fear drops down, right? It gets smaller, and the love is expansion, right? It's abundant. So fear is contracted, and it's like it's limited. So there's only so much it can go, whereas love is abundant, and it'll keep going and keep going and keep going. So we'll get to a point where it kind of overrides that belief. I'm not saying that it'll completely disappear, doesn't always, but when you practice that enough, it gets to a point where it actually helps it to disappear. It helps it to get smaller and smaller, to a point where you have this you really have this possibility of believing that you are abundant, or believing in a more abundant and more loving belief instead of the one that is limited. So you would start to believe in, oh, actually, yeah, I don't need to work harder. Like, I don't need that. That is not my truth, right? What is my truth is that I am an infinite source, and I am worthy of having whatever I want. So, essentially that's kind of how that works. So that is one way, but another way is just noticing it in your body. You can actually work through it by trying to understand where it's from. So if you feel a limiting belief, especially if it's a recurring belief that comes up and it keeps showing up in your day-to-day life, you can actually ask your body, where is this from? Why is this showing up, and where is it from? And it might be able to take you like, oh, it's from, it's from my mom or my dad, or it's from, when I was 5 and I was at kinder and this happened, or whatever it was. So you can go back and ask that, right? Ask the belief exactly where it's from. And you can then work through that, right? You can go back to that place and then that time, or you can journal through that and understand that, okay, this isn't actually my truth. This is a belief that has been formed when I was this age, or it's a belief that's been passed on through my family, or whatever it is. And you can actually help yourself work through that by understanding that this is not my truth, right? It is absolutely not a truth. It is, and this is what I want to believe instead of that. And so what you can do is start to substitute every time that belief comes up, that limiting belief. You can start to substitute it with the belief that you actually do want to access instead. So hopefully that makes sense. So it's hard work because but it's possible, because every time, and this is what that commitment comes into it, that every time I feel myself acting in alignment, or feeling in alignment, thinking in alignment with that limiting belief, I'm going to shift it. I'm going to commit to myself to actually change it. And I know that I'm going to start saying no to that. Like, no, that's not my truth. This is my truth. And even if you don't believe in it, the reason why I keep saying to you guys just to trust in the possibility and believe in the possibility is because that's all you need. It's just to believe in the possibility that maybe, just maybe, this could be my truth. It's like self-love, right? It's like loving yourself. You don't have to get to a point where you actually truly can look in the mirror, or day in, day out, believe that you are lovable, or that you actually love yourself. It's when you're catching yourself with those comments, that being critical or whatever it is of what you do or what you say, and catching yourself and going, hang on a second, no, like this isn't my truth. This isn't who I want to be. Who I want to be is who I've accessed during that practice, right? Who I want to be is this highest expression of who I really am. And so what can I think, say, do that's in alignment with that? That is where the taking aligned action comes into it. So, and there are many ways, but that's just, one thing that I wanted to share with you. That's an easy way. Are there any more questions? Otherwise we will wrap up. But thank you all so much. This has been such a beautiful opportunity for me to connect with you guys and share. I'll send you some more information as well, and I'll send you the replay too. But thank you so much. I hope you all have an incredible day, and hold on to that vibration. Try and hold on to it for as long as you can today, or as long as you can all days. Okay, bye-bye.